What up, reader fam? Today I'm going to be sharing with you some YA sci-fi books that I want to read ASAP, even though we all know that I won't be reading any of these books ASAP, because I seem to have a TBR curse, where I share the books I want to read and then I never read them. It's kind of the worst. Today's video is inspired by the recent release of Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm working with Penguin Random House on this video, and this is actually the Booksplosion book of the month for the month of December, and our live show is going to be on December 21st at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So after I talk about this book, if it sounds interesting to you, then you should pick it up, read it, and join us for our live show. Skyward is the story of Spensa, who lives in a world that's been under attack for decades. All Spensa wants to do is become a pilot. Pilots in this world are looked at as heroes because they help protect what's left of the human race. Unfortunately, Spensa's dream is tainted due to her father's bad reputation. No one will let her forget the past of her father. But despite this, she is determined to attend flight school and become a pilot. An accidental discovery in a tavern might give her just what she needs to achieve her dreams. I only have like 150 pages left of this sucker, and I have been loving every bit of it. I'll admit I was intimidated going into this book because it's pretty hefty, and I'm also still pretty new to the sci-fi genre, so I was kinda nervous going into it. But thankfully it was super hecka easy to get sucked right in. This book honestly reminded me that I need to give more sci-fi books a chance. I've got quite a few YA sci-fi books on my shelves that I've yet to read, and I feel like they'd be good stepping stones in getting me deeper into the sci-fi genre. I'm honestly thinking of doing a month where I dedicate my time to reading the sci-fi books on my shelves because I need something to get me motivated. It's not that I'm not interested in sci-fi books, because I am. It's more so that I'm intimidated by sci-fi books, which is stupid. I shouldn't be. I've loved a lot of the books in the genre that I've read. The Martian, amazing. The Illuminae Files, too legit to quit. The Lunar Chronicles, ridiculously addicting. And Sleeping Giants, brilliant, amazing, perfection. So there's really no reason for me to be intimidated. I think it's because I've read some sci-fi in the past that's kind of gone over my head, like But I feel like reading more YA sci-fi books will help me kind of get more comfortable with the genre. Sci-fi and I are just kind of on like an acquaintance level right now, but I want to be on a best friend level. So without further ado, today I'm going to be sharing with you some YA sci-fi books that I want to read soon, aka soon-ish. First up here I have The Diabolic. This story is about a diabolic, which is a person that is created with the sole purpose of protecting another person. That's all they're meant for, which honestly sounds kind of unfortunate. We follow Nemesis, who is a diabolic for Sidonia, who is the heir to the Galactic Senate. Sidonia is said to be taken hostage by the Imperial Court, but Nemesis is like, no, 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 not on my diabolic watch. So in order to protect Sidonia, she must become her. I'm really interested to see how she ends up becoming her. This one just sounds like it's going to have an epic plot, but not only that, it kind of sounds like it's going to have some really interesting character exploration. Nemesis has been told her whole life that her one purpose is to protect, that she's nothing more than a diabolic, but the description makes it sound like she's going to have to try and find humanity within herself in order to save the Empire and also herself. I am really looking forward to this one. I'm also just really eager to learn more about diabolics. Like, how are they made? Are they robots? Are they not robots? Are they humans that were made? I am confused. Are they aliens? They could be aliens. The book is telling me that they're butterflies, but I don't think they're butterflies. I guess I'm just gonna have to read it to find out. Next up here I have Brightly Burning. This story follows this girl named Stella who leaves an engineering job in order to become a governess on a private ship. Once she gets on board, all seems all fine and dandy. She's got books for days, which what more do you need to survive, honestly? Yes, food and water, but books mostly. She also has this AI who seems less like a robot and more like a friend. But things start to get a bit questionable when she finds out that the ship is involved in some kind of conspiracy. A conspiracy that could topple the entire interstellar fleet. Yikes. This is actually a reimagining of Jane Eyre, which is pretty dope. We love a good sci-fi retelling. I've actually met the author in person and she was incredibly kind. And it was one of those situations where I met the author in person and it made me want to read their book. Not only that, but this book just sounds excelente and I want to check it out. Next up here I have Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I'm honestly not sure how sci-fi this is, but I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my list. In this book, we follow renegades who are humans with extraordinary abilities, aka superpowers, aka they're superheroes. They originated from a crumbled society and created peace. They've established themselves as a hopeful image for the people. But then, on the other hand, we've got Nova, and Nova is bad news. She's a girl that despises the renegades and wants nothing to do with them. In fact, she wants to take them down. I'm curious to find out exactly why that is. Why does she want to destroy them? What did they do to her? This book has been on my radar for a while, but it's just never felt like the right time to read it. You know what I mean? Like, I just haven't felt like I've been in the right state of mind to read it. But something about this book, I just feel like I'm going to love it. Maybe it's as simple as the fact that I'm a superhero lover. I am trash for superheroes. Give me selfless actions. Give me nobility. Give me the superpowers and I'll end up being trash for this. Next up here I have Unearthed by AMIE KAUFMAN and MEAGAN. This book is essentially a treasure hunt set in space, which that already has me kind of like, okay, let's get started then. We have this message that's been intercepted by this extinct alien race, and it leads to this planet called Gaia. I guess on this planet there are things that could help undo environmental damage and turn lives around. There are these scavengers who are heading to the planet to get as much loot as they can. They're about to loot it up! Jules and Mia, who are on opposite sides, come together. Jules is a scholar and Mia is a scavenger. The unlikely pair team up and try to get to the bottom of this planet. But what they find might actually end up harming the human race. So I guess it kind of ends up being more of an unfortunate treasure hunt. A terrible hunt. I've been interested in reading another book by this author duo because I read their book These Broken Stars a million years ago. And while I enjoyed that book, I did feel like there were things that they could improve on. It's been a while since I've read that book and since its release, so I want to read this and see how they've grown as writers. And lastly on my list here I have Want. Want takes place in this world that's completely polluted and there's all these kinds of viruses that go around. The elite use their wealth to buy longer lives. They buy these special suits to protect them from the viruses in this world. And if you're unable to buy a suit, then you're pretty much just left to suffer. We follow this character named Cho who is pretty upset with the way things are going, which rightfully so. When Cho begins to investigate deeper into this company who is responsible for the suits, he finds out that the company who makes the suits to protect the rich people might also be behind the viruses in the world. Are you kidding me? This one sounds like it's gonna have a really interesting look at privilege, and it also sounds like it could potentially be a really frustrating read, mostly out of annoyance for this company making the suits. In fact, I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel that company, okay? None of that nonsense business you doing. Those are some books on my YA sci-fi TBR that I want to read soon, and by soon I mean like in the next 5 years. You guys should let me know down below in the comments if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or just let me know down below in the comments if you've read any sci-fi books and what your favorite ones are. Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to see more bookish content from me, be sure to go and hit subscribe, or go and hit that little bell icon and you'll be notified every time I post new videos. As always, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.